when you go into your next year, because you're going into your glow up season, is, again, remember I told you it's not about your hair, it's not about your clothes, it's not about getting braces, it's not about any of those things. It's about you making you over, right?
Okay.
It's the out and the inside, but I bet you there's goofy, like the kids you showed me were some goofy looking ass kids, and they're popular. I'm not being derogatory. I'm letting you know looks don't matter. So you thinking, oh, I gotta look a certain way to become popular or to get to the attention that I want. Looks don't matter. Especially if your looks can't benefit others. If your looks somehow benefit others, then people will get into your space. But if your looks don't benefit others, people don't care what you look like. There are really pretty girls out there that people will never know she's pretty until she figures out that she's pretty. And that's when her glow up begins. So you need to just realize that we got some internal work to do in order to make this glow up manifest. You need to start listening to your goddamn mama, and you need to stop arguing with your sister, because your sister got the keys too. We could both be unlocking you. And once you get to where you need to be, you could be unlocking us. You wasting our potential by not reaching your potential. You got stuff to teach me, but you can't because you won't get into where you need to get. But anyway, I'm going to tell you. The people, you need to have more relatable points with people. And it's not for you to, look, do you agree that I should raise you the same way that I raised Michael and Caden?
We're 2 different ages. 3 different ages, so I mean.
So I need to raise you all differently. Okay, cool.
I mean, you're raising a 5-year-old compared to an 11-year-old. I would think it's the same.
I just wanted to know your answer. So you understand that I need to raise you all differently, correct? Okay, understanding that I need to raise you all differently, do you understand that you need to treat all of your friends differently? This friend you need to treat this way. This friend you need to treat this way. This friend you need to treat this way. But when you try to treat all your friends the same according to your personality, instead of taking their personalities into account, guess what? Now you got frenemies. Now you got people that really don't like being around you because you don't see them. You're not friending them according to their individuality. Just like I would not be raising you all according to your ages. Do you understand that? Yes or no? I'm trying to get to the point. Do you understand that? If you're being distracted, stop being distracted. You don't even understand what gems you're just letting fall on the ground. I am casting pearls among swines, and I have to continue to do it because you're my child. Oh, you eat my soul. But I'm planting seeds. I love you as well. That's why I'm still here. Anyway, but I can admit my frustration that I'm giving you solid gold right now. I am giving you the keys to the city that you told me you wanted to build. I'm literally saying, here's the keys. And you're like being distracted. You're making an invitation or whatever the hell you're doing for a party that you want people. I'm literally telling you, in the next 3 days, you could finesse them people so well that you'll have all of them. Do you understand? All I need is for people to be in the room with me, share space with me, and you will see what the fuck I'm talking about. Those who are truly in it can feel it through videos. But if people come in a room with me, I build relationships. I see people. I relate to people. And as much as they allow me to, I can relate to them so much that I can help them solve a problem that they've had their entire life. I can get that close to a person within one conversation, if they allow. But most people, you get too close and then it gets ugly. But that's not the point. I was just letting y'all know what I'm capable of. But for you, start relating to people. And we're going to start with when we start doing these brunches, I need you to take my advice, okay? I want you to feel blessed, like your friends are going to feel blessed to have someone sitting at a table that actually sees them and says, hey, sit up a little bit. Hey, don't put your elbows on the table. hey, oh, you actually see me enough to correct me because I want to see you at your highest potential. So your friends are going to be sitting at the table and they're going to be in gratitude. Just like that video you tagged those people on and I deleted the tag. Don't tag people on my videos.
Okay.
You literally were the one. Are you the one recording people's children without their permission? I remove their names and their faces and you go and tag them. Do you see how you're just saying shit to say shit, but you don't really believe it? Because if you believed it, you wouldn't have tagged them and said, is this you? Like, you didn't tag me and say, hey, this is a cool video. You're like, is this you? So you literally did what you tried to call me out on. So you have to realize how hypocritical you are, because you are going to become a grown-up who says one thing and does another. Do you see how you did that? Can you own that? Hey, I use that to clean under my nails and you just have it all in your mouth. That's why you don't come in my room and put things in your mouth.
No, Mom, this came from...
Oh, that's yours? Okay, good, because where's mine at? It's such a good nail cleaner.
Right here.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying, don't come in my room sticking stuff in your mouth. That should be the lesson. Anyway, please just take my advice, Angel. Because all I'm doing is seeing what you told me you want out of life. And I'm trying to figure out how to deliver it to you. And I know that I caused a lot of trauma on the way to me now asking you to trust me. And this is why I can come into a room with your friends who I have not caused any trauma. I'm sure they have a bias against me because you go and complain to them.
I don't.
I'm sure you do, and that's fine. You got to have your safe space to talk about your frustrations. And how, whatever, but understand that when you do that, when you speak negatively about somebody to somebody, because they're your friend and you have a relationship, I don't have a relationship. So they're automatically going to put me in a box based off of the stories you tell about me. So now when I'm going to meet their mothers, depending on if they've talked to their mothers or not about me, now their mothers are looking at me a certain way because you told them a story about me. Now I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. I'm giving you information. I'm happy that you don't talk about me. You shouldn't. But if you do, you talk about me in a positive light. You understand? You can tell all your stories, but figure out how to tell your stories. And this is a conversation I had with my dad. I was like, I deserve the right to tell my stories, but I will tell the stories in the most respectable way that I know how at the time. And I've always told my stories at the most respectable way I knew at the time. And some of them I didn't give no respect. I didn't have respect. So that was the level of respect I had at the time. But as my respect increased, every time I do tell a story, I tell it with a little bit more discrimination in the information that I share. But you reserve the right to tell your story, but understand everything that you say about somebody. Like if you go out there and you talk about your sister, now when people meet your sister, they're going to be like, oh my gosh. But then they get to know her and they're like, she's nothing like Angel says. Well, the reason why your sister treats you like that is based off your relationship with her.
You don't think Billy does that to me?
Yes. It's vice versa. But again, every time I have a conversation with you, I'm not talking to Bailey. I am not correcting Bailey. Understand, I spend 24 hours a day with Bailey. Her classroom is all the time. I have conversations with her. So stop worrying about my correction of Bailey when it's your correction time. Anyway, I planted my seeds. Build your relationships. You figure it out, and hopefully you'll start listening to your mama. That's it. 3 people on my thing. I took what would you tell your 15-year-old self? Well, it wasn't a survey, but it became a survey. 4 people said, listen to mom. You should tell your 11-year-old.
15.
You should tell your 11-year-old self that.
I am listening.
Listen to your mother.
You just said the same
Don't
thing
be
over.
a dummy. Listen to mommy.